Thank you, Edward Lawrence. Joining us now, Congressman Blaine Luetkemeyer and Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. First, you, Congresswoman, you were on the call with the Ukraine Zelensky. The White House again today saying no to a ban on Russia's oil, trying to blame gas price spikes on Ukraine when gas was moving higher for 8 months straight. But it's stopping the U.S. oil industry and then saying yes to oil from Venezuela, Iran, Russia. Can you square this? Can you straighten this out, Congresswoman?
Well, I don't think anyone can understand why our president would want to purchase from our adversaries and those human rights violators around the world instead of making this country energy independent. And as you are absolutely right, the gas price went up long before this Russian invasion of Ukraine. It has actually gone up about $1.70 since he took office and reversed the energy policies of President Trump. He put a ban on new leases. He stopped the Keystone Pipeline, and he created this problem that Americans are facing. Of course, the war is exacerbating that, but it begs the question, why are we not starting today reversing those policies of President Biden and making sure that we're energy independent? National security issue.
And Congressman Luetkemeyer, the President Biden keeps saying, make it in America. Well, how about make it in America U.S. energy? How about make U.S. energy terrific, right? I mean, so we have this, Congressman, the Washington Examiner reporting, quoting a Justice Department source, there was a plot out of Iran to assassinate former NSA John Bolton, potentially on U.S. soil last year, and that the Secret Service and the FBI were scrambled on that. Now we're talking to Iran in a nuclear deal and talking about more oil from Iran.
No, that makes sense. As you said, I mean, this president, this administration is hell-bent on trying to do everything the wrong way. Nicole's exactly right. When Joe Biden was elected president, it was $1.89. I filled up my car that morning on his inauguration day. I remember it very well. And today, it's in my hometown, it's over $3.50. So, yeah, it's a big problem. He continues to play footsie with a lot of the bad actors around the world. Why? I have no idea. It seems like he's intentionally trying to run our economy into a ditch. We had economists come into one of our committees, the Small Business Committee, a couple weeks ago and talk about the amount of inflation that's caused by energy prices, which is anywhere from 20–25% of inflation is due to high energy. We can reduce inflation, help small businesses, especially, I'm a small business ranker, to be able to run their businesses, be able to price their products more reasonably, but they can't because of inflation, because of higher energy prices. It all works together, and it all starts with an executive order last year that the president had to stop the Keystone Pipeline and restrict oil permits. Yeah. This can all be undone by him. So why is he not doing it and running our country into a ditch? That's a question.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. Let's watch Senator Lisa Murkowski on this and watch the White House press secretary blame Ukraine for higher gas. Again, to the Congressman's point, it was going up well before Ukraine. And then admit the White House is shutting down U.S. oil, which makes it more expensive. Watch this.
I would urge the president, take your counterproductive policies like taxes and royalty hikes, take them off the table. How are we going to get the prices down? He's got to change course. He's got to embrace American energy.
The reason why we are seeing volatility in the global oil markets, the reason why the price of gas is going up, is not because of steps the president has taken. They are because President Putin is invading Ukraine. What overall we need to do here is reduce our dependence on oil. Europeans are doing that. We're doing that.
We're working through an energy transition. And the reality is we have to take some time to get off of oil and gas. We recognize this. This is a transition.
Congressman Malliotakis, your reaction.
I mean, it's ridiculous to point to Europe. I mean, Europe, look at the situation they're in right now where they are beholden on Russia. 40% of their natural gas comes from Putin. That is why they're in this situation, because he has so much leverage over them. We need to do the opposite. As a matter of fact, I think that's the reason why the president doesn't want to do this, is because he's afraid of the environmentalists. The reality is we could be for clean energy, renewable energy, but we need diversification, and we need to have traditional energy sources. He's playing a political game right now that is hurting the American people, causing them to pay more, driving up the small businesses' expenses and food prices, and it's just wrong.
And, you know, Congressman Luetkemeyer, to the Congresswoman's point, the president's poll numbers haven't been great. He got a good reading from NPR Marist. He's at 47 in that poll. But his poll numbers have been bad. If gas goes up even beyond $5, you're talking recession. And it's a constant misleading rhetoric. Jen Psaki says, quote, "We don't have a strategic interest in cutting the global supply of energy." No one's talking about that. No one's asking for reducing global supply. It's about not buying oil from Russia so oil can fund its war machine. The global supply does not increase by that action. Russia will be stuck having to offload it elsewhere. So, you know what I mean, Congressman, that there's constant misleading rhetoric. And to think that the strategic reserves are a strategy, it's not a strategy. It's a Band-Aid. And they were using the strategic reserves to offset their infrastructure bill by $6 billion. I mean, it's, you know, tapping the strategic reserves is not a strategy. It's a nickel and dime move, Congressman Luetkemeyer.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I think, you know, that we purchased $22 million worth of oil from Russia per day, and it's going to go up as the price of oil goes up as well. But, you know, the bottom line is here that it's very easy to solve the problem, as I mentioned a while ago. Just open the lines, the pipelines back up, and let drilling take place. This is ridiculous to continue to constrict our ability to become energy independent at our own expense. And to be helping our enemy in the process. This is nuts. You're exactly right. I agree with what you've been saying. I think that, you know, the consensus here in Congress is beginning to form around we need to open up the oil lines and be able to do this ourselves.
Congressman Luetkemeyer, Malliotakis, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you both on.